Tell us about what you are hoping to have happen in VA hospitals across the region.
Yeah, so what I'll talk about is something I've been hoping to have happen for really the last 6 years. The bill is called the Veterans Access to Congress Act. It's something that I've been doing for years off and on. And when I say off and on, it's because sometimes the VA allows this and sometimes they don't. And what that is to have members of Congress have office space inside of the VA hospital, like the West Palm Beach VA, so that our veteran constituents can meet with us there to help deal with their issues. Maybe it's a VA-related issue and something that's happening in the hospital. Maybe it's to help them with the IRS or with a pensions and claims issue or Social Security Administration or a host of other things. But it makes for this one-stop shopping for the veteran to be able to be seen at the doctor, deal with veterans' issues, speak to their representative about what needs to be done. But unfortunately, the VA does not always see the value in this, and they really don't like members of Congress up their tail doing oversight. So they don't always give us the space or the time.
So explain to me what the opposition is, because it seems to me in our exceptionally politicized age that the thought of having access to an elected official in a facility such as a VA would be just something that everyone could embrace. These are people who helped our country. These are people who are there because of their service to our country, and whether you are a Democrat, whether you're a Republican, whatever you are, to have access to people who do, Congressman, what you do in a facility like that seems to be a really good idea. Why is there opposition?
It is.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a little bit about that history. After I started doing this, we know there are Republican and Democrat representatives in Palm Beach County. The Democrat representatives started doing it as well. So I would be there on Mondays, and one of the other folks would be there on Tuesday or Wednesday, right? And we would rotate, and all veterans had access to their members of Congress in the area. It turned out being a very good thing. The opposition that the VA will tell you, and they sent me a letter saying no less, they said, well, we believe that all the space in the VA hospital has to be reserved for clinical work, medical work. And the reason that's total crap is because if you go inside the VA hospital, what you'll notice is that they have a Starbucks, they have other food court places, they have APs, haircut places, they have veteran service organizations that have office space there, which we work hand in hand with those groups to help get veterans' claims across the finish line. Another one that has about a 2,000 square foot office space there, and that's the VA unions. The VA unions have an office there, and there's nothing clinical about any of those things. We have opened, just my office over the last couple of years, opened and closed hundreds of pieces of veterans casework that originated in that VA office space, and they don't want to give it to us, and that's the sad part.
All right, so just about a minute left here, but just run it down for us. What's the next step? Where does this stand?
So we're going to get this through the House of Representatives. Always more difficult to get things through the Senate. We'll see if we can get this across the finish line for Joe Biden's desk. But I'll give you one other quick point on what's happening here. This goes from VA hospital to VA hospital. Some VA administrators, the directors of the hospital, they want to let you have space. Some don't. So my colleagues up in Orlando right now, some of them are getting time, some of them aren't. Those of us in West Palm Beach are not being given office space, but some people in other places are. It has to be fixed, made more uniform, and help our veterans in the end to get what they deserve.
All right, we are going to keep our eyes on this. I really thank you for bringing this to our attention this morning. We look forward to you being a frequent visitor here on South Florida's First News. That's Congressman Brian Mast, 21st District of Florida, joining us live this morning.